Sergeant Brian Fahey, former Sergeant Brian Fahey has lost his qualified immunity. Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Thank you all for joining me for this live stream. I truly appreciate it. Please take a minute and hit the like button and share this video anywhere you can on social media. I am extremely happy to announce that the former Sergeant Brian Fahey of the Connecticut State Police has been denied qualified immunity by a federal judge. So just to keep you guys up to speed on what's going on here, let's take a quick look back at what exactly I am suing Brian Fahey for. And it's not him spitting in my face. It's not the retaliation of me being unlawfully arrested for felony voyeurism. That's coming later. This is for these instances.
You too.
Nice talking to you.
You as well.
I'll be right with you guys.
You're all set here?
Excuse me?
Are you all set here?
Well, yeah, there's nothing else obviously you can help me out with at this point.
So you're all set. So you're going to go to IA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
I'm going to be going.
Okay.
I'm going to be going.
Okay. So you're going to stand here with your cell phone on?
I thought you were busy. I thought you were a busy man.
I am busy.
So you should get to work.
I should get to work? Is that what you're telling me?
If you're busy.
I really, really think that right now, Brian Fahey should have gotten back to work. I even think that Brian thinks that. I think Brian, now looking back at this incident from 2021, says to himself, damn, I should have just gone back to work.
We're going to have a problem between you and I.
You don't do it, interfere.
His body camera's on. His body camera's on. Stop. He has his body camera on.
I don't care.
Stop,
I don't care.
Step back.
Right?
Step back.
This is private property. Okay?
I'm not doing anything.
You're not going to videotape me and have an attitude with me.
I'll get
but
off
I'm going to tell you what right now, dude. I'm not the one.
All right.
Okay? I gave you the information.
I'm not the one. I don't know about that anymore, Brian. I don't know.
And I gave you your outlet, right? You were giving your outlet.
I said I was
you wanted to stand there and hold your cell phone in my face is what you wanted to do. Yes, you do. Take your cell phone and go and make your complaint, okay?
Okay. Can I grab my cell phone?
Stay right here.
I'll get it for you.
Look.
So, as you all know, we're here because a former retired and disgraced Sergeant Brian Fahey has been denied his qualified immunity. I am suing him for First Amendment and Fourth Amendment violations for the 2021 incident that we just watched, as well as the 2023 incident here. And keep in mind, I didn't go here to confront Brian Fahey. I had no idea if he'd be working. This is before I knew he was working 12 hours of overtime a day, right? Total of $85,000 a year in overtime on a desk job. So I had no idea he was going to be there. I went there for another purpose and to request his file. But he came out of his pistol permit section, which is in the back of the building, and decided to confront me. Again, another mistake. All of these interactions have been instigated by Sergeant Fahey, and until I went to his residence, knocked on his door like any good journalist would, and asked him about his overtime. But everything else was instigated by him.
Everyone, it's Sergeant Brian Fahey in the flesh.
And be clear, knocking on his door is not instigating anything. It's exercising a constitutionally protected right. The cops knock on our door. Journalists will knock on public officials' doors all the time.
There he is. Look at him. In the flesh. He's here.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
You already told me you didn't have anything here.
Oh, yeah. I just got to do some FOIA requests and things
Some
of that nature. A FOIA request for your body camera footage and Sergeant Brian Fahey's disciplinary records.
You have to send it in writing.
Yeah.
Who's the guy behind you that
I have to conduct business here, Sergeant.
Sir, what can we do for you? Come on.
Oh, you're the Sergeant of pistol permits, aren't you?
Come on.
Go ahead. Come on in, sir.
Sir.
Excuse me, sir. You have to get out of the way.
Sir, I know your inclination is wanting to assault me, Sergeant. Stop pushing me. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in the building. You can't come in the building.
You have no business here.
I do have business here. Stop acting like a savage. What are you doing?
Before I arrest you.
Again, as you can see, took my phone.
The security camera footage clearly shows Sergeant Brian Fahey violently take my camera from my possession, stopping it from recording. I want you all to take a moment and think about what would happen if one of us did this to a law enforcement officer.
Back up
Take
before
my
I
phone
arrest
again.
you.
I have other
Back
people
up before
watching
I arrest you. Back
Her
up.
body camera's on.
That's fine. Get
You
away
like
from
to
the
do
door.
things in
You
front of
don't
people's
need to
body
block the
camera.
door. Don't block the door.
No one's scared of you,
Don't.
Sergeant.
I didn't say you were. Don't
I'm not
block the
scared of
door.
you.
Don't block
not
the door.
scared of you.
Don't
Sir.
block
I'm not
the
scared of
door.
you.
Just
Don't
back up.
block the
Scared of
door.
you.
Don't block
You know-
the door.
Yeah, I'm not scared of you.
Don't lock the
Do
door.
what you gotta do.
Don't
Do what
block
you
the
gotta
door.
do. Do what you gotta do, because I'm not scared of you, Sergeant. I'm allowed to come into this building.
I 100% was allowed to go inside of the building. So now I want to show you guys the beautiful, beautiful decision, the ruling on a motion to dismiss. So what happened is that Brian Fahey, the former disgraced, corrupted state trooper that we all know, we've all seen act unhinged on multiple occasions now. He spat in my face most recently, pulled a gun, said not to 911 that he was going to shoot me right now. That is a direct quote from the former sergeant of the Connecticut State Police. Before I knocked on his door, I had filed a federal lawsuit against him with my attorney, Alex Talbis, and Matthew Bennett. We filed a federal lawsuit against him. As you can see here, Jean-Paul Reyes v. Charles Lavoie and Brian Fahey. These are the defendants in the lawsuit here. Charles Lavoie, for those of you who don't know, he's another corrupt state trooper who's the one that was shaking, detaining me at the airport for having, apparently, being suspicious. I will say that Charles Lavoie, he was granted qualified immunity on the First Amendment claim. So what happened is the Attorney General, give you a little backstory here before we read the ruling by the judge. The Attorney General represents the state police officers, Charles Lavoie and Brian J. Fahey, the Attorney General of Connecticut. The Attorney General filed a motion to dismiss the case, but they didn't file a motion to dismiss on the Fourth Amendment claims. So I filed Fourth Amendment claims against both Trooper Lavoie and former Trooper Fahey, Fourth Amendment claims. And then we also filed First Amendment claims against each one of them. The Attorney General, I believe her name is Samantha Wong. Samantha Wong, one of the Assistant Attorney Generals of the state of Connecticut, she filed, I've met her, very nice woman, in our deposition. And I haven't taken Trooper Lavoie's deposition yet, just so for context, and I haven't taken Brian Fahey's deposition yet. That's going to be coming. But I will say, and I want to say thank you. I see all the super chats. Thank you guys. I'll get to those at the end. But curiously, they didn't file a motion to dismiss on Fourth Amendment claims, only the First Amendment claims. And so they filed a motion to dismiss, and this is the judge's ruling here. To preserve the ability of police officers to protect the public without fear of ruinous liability and to avoid deterring talented candidates from entering public service, the Supreme Court has created a powerful shield for police officers accused of violating an individual's constitutional rights, qualified immunity. The shield of qualified immunity protects a police officer even when the officer violates an individual's constitutional right, unless that right was, quote, clearly established, end quote. Recognized by the Supreme Court or a relevant court of appeals in a case in which the officer was confronted with similar factual circumstances. The idea is that before a court may hold the officer liable, the law must be so well defined in prior cases presenting situations like those confronting the officer that it would have been obvious to any reasonable officer, not merely to a lawyer or a judge, that what the officer did violated the Constitution. To rule on a motion to dismiss filed by the defendants, police officers in this case, I must decide whether qualified immunity protects each of them from plaintiff Jean-Paul Reyes' First Amendment claim in two different factual contexts. One, when Connecticut State Trooper Charles Lavoie stopped Reyes from video recording at a TSA screening area inside the Bradley International Airport. And two, when Connecticut State Police, former, he retired in disgrace, let's get this right, former Connecticut State Police Sergeant Brian Fahey stopped Reyes from video recording outside State Police headquarters. After reviewing the case law, I conclude that qualified immunity protects Lavoie because any First Amendment right to film TSA security screening areas within airports was not clearly established at the time. So it wasn't clearly established. I just want to point this out really quick. It wasn't clearly established, apparently, but on the TSA's own website, they say that you have the right to film. There is a memorandum on the TSA.gov website talking about filming in the security checkpoint area. But okay. Anyway. But not so. First Amendment right to film TSA security screening areas within airports was not clearly established at the time, but not Fahey. Because the First Amendment right to film a police station from outside the building was. With respect to Lavoie, I add 2 points. First, I do not decide, and my decision does not depend on whether Reyes had a First Amendment right to record TSA officials working at the security screening area at the airport. Instead, I decide only that if he had such a right, that right was not, quote, clearly established under governing case law at the time of the events in this case. Second, I do not address Reyes' Fourth Amendment claims against Lavoie, which would permit him to collect the same damages, at least, as his First Amendment claim, because the defendants have not moved to dismiss that claim. As I stated earlier, they only filed the Attorney General, Assistant Attorney General Samantha Wong, representing both Trooper Lavoie and former Trooper Fahey, only filed a motion to dismiss against the First Amendment claims, not the Fourth Amendment claims. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge. I wish I had something to celebrate here with you guys, because this is huge. You guys have been with me from the very beginning of this channel, the very beginning of when I started this mission to hold tyrant, corrupt police officers like Brian Fahey accountable and expose them to the world. Speaking of exposing them to the world, hit the like button and share this video. Please take a moment, share it anywhere you can on social media. So this is a huge celebration. I owe it all to my attorneys, to each and every one of you who have supported me throughout all of this, who have financially supported me, who have helped me with attorneys to do all of this. And it's very well appreciated. And I promise I will continue to do my best to hold them accountable. Most officers get qualified immunity. That's why we always say on this channel, abolish qualified immunity. And we always say it in the comment section, but not this time, Fahey. Factual and procedural background. The following factual allegations are drawn from Reyes' complaint. So this just goes into the video we just watched. I'm not going to read every single factual complaint here, except we didn't watch the interaction with Lavoie, Trooper Charles Lavoie, but at the airport where he was shaking, his voice was cracking. That guy was terrified of me for I don't know what reason. I didn't do anything. He's the one that escalated. So the federal judge here mentions the TSA website. This is just quotes from my complaint that my attorney Alex Talbis and Matthew Bennett filed. Let's see here. Reyes declined to provide ID. I don't ID unless I've broken the law, unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've broken the law. Let's see here. Sergeant Drummond. This is talking about the airport where I was placed in handcuffs for like 20 minutes, eventually released. And that's where I have the Fourth Amendment claims. You can call this is talking about Sergeant Fahey, your complaint today. You have your outlet. You can call IA. I can get the number. You can go online. Reyes asked to speak with somebody at headquarters. Again, this is just the complaint. This is a pretty beefy 22-page decision by the federal judge. Let's see here. More factual allegations. Let's go down. Legal standard for a complaint to survive a motion to dismiss. Okay, so this is the legal standard. And again, this is written by a federal judge. I will give you the federal judge's name at the end of this. I don't remember off the top of my head. For a complaint to survive a motion to dismiss brought under federal civil rights P12B6, it must, quote, contain sufficient factual matter accepted as true to state a claim that is plausible on its face. Then it cites some case law. Claim has facial plausibility when the factual content, quote, allows the court to draw the reasonable inference that the defendant is liable for the misconduct alleged. Plaintiff need not provide detailed factual allegations, but must provide the grounds of its entitlement to relief beyond mere labels and conclusions. The court is required to view the complaint liberally, accepting all factual allegations in the complaint as true and drawing all reasonable inferences in the plaintiff's favor. When a qualified immunity defense is raised on a motion to dismiss, such defense faces a, quote, more stringent standard applicable to the procedural route, as the facts supporting the defense must appear on the face of the complaint. The Second Circuit has indicated that this is a formidable hurdle for movements to clear and is usually not successful. Even so, because qualified immunity protects officials not merely from liability, but from litigation, the issue should be resolved when possible on a motion to dismiss before the commencement of discovery, to avoid subjecting public officials to time-consuming and expensive discovery procedures. Discussion. Reyes brings 3 claims against the defendant for violation of his First Amendment rights. 1 against Lavoie for turning off his phone at Bradley International Airport. 2 against Fahey for pushing and grabbing Reyes on July 23rd, 2021. In retaliation, Reyes' activity in filming out Fahey outside of the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection headquarters, and against Fahey for stopping Reyes from filming outside of the DESPP headquarters on June 16, 2023, in retaliation for Reyes' 2021 filming activity, as well as for his stated intention of seeking Fahey's disciplinary record. Defendants argue that these claims should be dismissed. So the Attorney General representing the troopers defendants argue that these claims should be dismissed because in each case, the officer is shielded by qualified immunity. I discuss each argument below. Qualified immunity shields government officials from claims for money damages unless a plaintiff adduces facts showing that the official violated a statutory or constitutional right, and 2, the right was clearly established at the time of the challenged conduct. These elements may be addressed in either order, and negative finding on either is sufficient to grant qualified immunity. See Pearson versus Callahan. Let's go down here. A government official's conduct violates clearly established law. At the time of the challenge conduct, the contours of the right are sufficiently clear, and that reasonable officer would have understood that what he is doing violates that right. Ashcroft v. Al-Kid. Let's see. Clearly established law. Again, it just goes into qualified immunity. Here, the question is whether there were, at the time of the events alleged in the complaint, controlling court decisions holding that officers acting under similar circumstances, violated the First Amendment. See White 580 U.S. at 80. Relied on case law. 10th Circuit improperly relied on case law that only established a supposed right at general level without sufficient correspondence to the case. Qualified immunity is a broad shield for police officers. Oh, it's a very broad shield, and it gets law enforcement officers away from accountability all the time. It's really a shame. One of the worst things our court system has ever done. But the plainly incompetent are those who knowingly violate the law. It protects all officers, but the plainly incompetent. Qualified immunity is a broad shield for police officers. It protects, quote, all officers, but the plainly incompetent or those who knowingly violated the law. So I guess Brian Fahey is just incompetent and knew he was violating the law, right? Incompetent, unhinged, criminal. There's a lot of ways to describe him. Let's see. Let's go down here. It talks about my friend Keith Massimino's case where they granted qualified immunity because he was filming inside of the police department. They lied and everything, but they bring up that case, Northeast Auditor. Reyes alleges that Lavoie and Fahey violated 2 clearly established First Amendment rights. Let's go down here. Okay, let's skip Lavoie because Lavoie was granted qualified immunity on the First Amendment claims, not the Fourth Amendment claims. So he is still part of the lawsuit. Let's see here. And again, it goes into there's nothing specifically talking about filming. The judge just basically says there's no particular right to film at an airport. But I mean, I don't understand it, but it's public. You have a right. Let's see here. The case involves slightly different. Let's see. I think we talk about Fahey here. Let's go down. Let's go down here. Finally, allegations expert. Yeah, okay. We talk about the TSA websites. This judge, I will say, is very thorough. Reyes also brings 2 First Amendment retaliation claims against Fahey under 1983. To plead a First Amendment retaliation claim, a plaintiff must show, quote, 1, he has a right protected by the First Amendment. 2, the defendant's actions were motivated or substantially caused by his right exercise of that right. So First Amendment retaliation, that's what the Groton Police Department officers are going to get because they retaliated against my First Amendment protected activity of knocking on the former sergeant's door, my billboard truck, First Amendment retaliation claims. There's, my lawyers are going to have a lot of work ahead of them. I will say that. Fourth Amendment claims for unlawful arrest. Let's see here. The defendant's actions were motivated or substantially caused by his exercise of that right. The defendant's action caused him some injury. The claims allege that Fahey retaliated against Reyes on separate occasions for his filming activity at police headquarters on July 23, 2021, which Reyes asserts was an exercise of his First Amendment right to record police officers performing their duties in public. Defendants argue that the right to film in lobbies of police headquarters is unsettled, and so Fahey is entitled to qualified immunity. I find that dismissal is not warranted on these claims. The defendant's argument concerning a right to film in a police station lobby does not respond to factual allegations of the complaint. Makes a lot of sense here. And I am involved in a Second Circuit case regarding the Second Circuit Court of Appeals case, which is right below the Supreme Court, Reyes v. City of New York, regarding police department lobbies. New York State Police Department lobby. So I'm trying to make case law on that front. So stay tuned for that too. That has just been moved to the New York State Court of Appeals, which is the highest court in the state of New York. The defendant's argument concerning a right to film in police station lobbies does not respond to the factual allegations of the complaint, which do not allege that Reyes filmed Fahey or any other officer inside the state police headquarters. According to the complaint, Reyes' filming activities all took place outside of the building. Reyes agreed to follow Officer Castella's instructions to not go inside and film. Officer Castella and Mr. Reyes discussed Mr. Reyes' allegation outside of the building as Fahey was about to walk back inside. It just gives a bunch of examples of how I was not inside the Connecticut State Police headquarters. Fahey then shut the door without permitting Reyes to go inside. When all inferences are drawn in Reyes' favor, the police conduct at issue here for qualified immunity purposes is similar to the conduct at issue in Federal Court of Appeals decision Reyes cites and I discuss above. As noted, those decisions recognize the First Amendment right to record police activity on public sidewalks, streets, parks, and other similar venues. Indeed, the factual allegation in this case bring it very close to the Fifth Circuit case in which the court recognized a First Amendment right to film a police station from a public sidewalk across the street. Turner. And there are no allegations suggesting that Reyes was trying to film non-public or sensitive areas of the Connecticut State Police headquarters while he was standing outside. That's what they said in the Massimino case, Keith Massimino, granting summary judgment on qualified immunity grounds where plaintiff, he is appealing that, by the way. So stay tuned. I'll give you guys updated on all these cases. These are very important for our constitutional rights. All of these cases are very important. Where plaintiff was filming outside from police station, noting that he encompassed youth division. In fact, the thrust of his allegations is that he was filming officers, especially Fahey, while the officers were outside or in an open doorway of the building. The complaint does not describe the parking lot or any walkways or front lawns of the Connecticut State Police headquarters and does not indicate whether these are visible from the street. But at this stage, I must draw all inferences in Reyes' favor, and when I do, this case is close enough to the factual scenarios in the Court of Appeals decision discussed above, in which the courts recognize a First Amendment right to record police officers from the vantage point of public streets, parks, and sidewalks, that I cannot meaningfully distinguish it from those cases. It is possible that further factual development of the record will show that Reyes did in fact film inside the building, or that the Connecticut State Police headquarters includes outdoor features that make it different enough from a public street or a sidewalk that qualified immunity should apply. But at the pleading stage, defendants have failed to show that the First Amendment right Reyes has sought to exercise to film officers, and in particular Fahey, from outside the state police headquarters was not clearly established. Defendants do not dispute Fahey's actions in either 2021 or 2023 plausibly fulfill the second and third elements of First Amendment retaliation, and I find that they do. In the 2021 incident, Fahey allegedly expressed immediate and repeated verbal hostility towards Reyes' filming activity, which escalated into physical aggression. This is sufficient evidence from which to infer that the filming motivated Fahey's subsequent hostile actions. Right. I mean, he says in that video, before that even got escalated, Fahey. I mean, this guy is just ridiculous. Physical aggression. This is sufficient evidence from which to infer that filming was motivated by subsequent hostile actions. As to the 2023 incident, Fahey began their exchange by blocking Reyes' access to headquarters, stated that he should get out of the way and could not come into the building, and soon after grabbed Reyes' phone to end his recording. Accepting these allegations as true, they're on recording. This is why Fahey doesn't like people recording, is because his actions get blasted, his criminal, constitutionally violation actions. I can plausibly infer that Fahey bore ongoing animus towards Reyes, stemming from their first confrontation, motivated ultimately by Reyes' 2021 filming activity. Wait till I file the federal lawsuit for this latest incident, where I was arrested for felony voyeurism, criminal trespassing, and breach of the peace for knocking on his door. You think the federal judge is going to plausibly infer that Fahey bore ongoing animus towards me? I think so. Let's see here. As to the third element, Reyes pleads that Fahey's actions in pushing him, throwing his phone to the ground, shouting at him, and threatening him with arrest caused Reyes injury and mental anguish. Based on the factual allegations of the complaint, I find these assertions to be plausible. Reyes has therefore pled injuries to sustain his First Amendment retaliation claims. The motion to dismiss counts 12 and 13 is denied. Conclusion: for the foregoing reasons, defendant's motion to dismiss is granted as to count 4. That was the count against the First Amendment count against Lavoie, and denied as to counts 12 and 13, which is regards to former Connecticut State Trooper Brian Fahey. It is so ordered. Michael P. Shea, USDJ, dated Hartford, Connecticut, September 29, 2025. So, as you could see, it's a great day to celebrate. I wish I could celebrate with each and every one of you. I wish we could all just get together and have a big celebration day, because those of you who watch, activism channels, police accountability channels, First Amendment auditors, cop watchers, what a hurdle qualified immunity is. And for Fahey to be denied qualified immunity in this case is a huge win for we the people. It's a huge win for accountability for this psychopath of a former law enforcement officer who's really just some sort of criminal with a badge. So I appreciate that. Let me get to the super chats real quick, because I want to shout you guys out. We have a member, Stomper, member for 16 months. Thank you for being a We the People member. If you want to join, you can just hit the join button. It's right where the subscribe button is. LA has the patent for cell phone tasers. Yeah, because remember, in the IA report, ladies and gentlemen, Fahey said that my camera, through his training and experience, I don't believe Fahey has had any training or experience other than his criminal training. But he thought it could have been a firearm or a taser gun, my camera, my cell phone. Thank you so much for all you do, Sean. God bless, and please take this for whatever lawsuit you want. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Take his police certification. I'm trying. I'm doing all I can. You saw me speak to the body that certifies police officers. I tried to file a complaint. You guys know I try everything. Zachary Comley, Fahey is a criminal. Sean, come to Boston PD headquarters. They're so corrupt. Alrighty, I will. Go get him, Sean. Thanks, Tess. I appreciate that. What's really going on in America? Qualified immunity protects the government while attacking citizens' bank accounts. Very true. Fook Fahey. His wife is a serial cheater just like him. They are both rest in Fahey. Okay. Love free speech. I love it. When you take Fahey's house and you live in it, rent it or sell it. Maybe I'll make it like because he's going to put it up for sale, right? I mean, hopefully I can get enough money from the lawsuits and everything else. I can buy it. And then I can make it like a museum with like photos of everything that he's done. And I can hang things like this up over here. I can hang things like that up over there. Hold on, I'm just grabbing some. I'll like make it like a museum for tyrants, for Fahey. Maybe we could have like tours, and I could sell tickets, to help pay the mortgage. But I could do this right here. It's kind of hard. You can't really see it. Hold on. Bear with me, because this is good. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Boom. I could like hang this up on the I can hang boom. I'm in my fancy house now. I'm just at my office, guys. Just so you know. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go down. Grab a beer on me tonight. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, man. I'm definitely going out celebrating. Definitely. Really happy for you, Sean. Accountability coming for Fahey. Kerry Brown, thank you for being a member for 2 months. I appreciate that. Billy the Kidster, what's up, brother? Here's some gas money for the billboard truck. I appreciate that. I got the billboard truck parked right outside my office right now, ready to go. Thanks, Billy. I appreciate that, man. You always come through, and I really appreciate that. Randy, thank you for the $9.99. The Pirate Order becomes a YouTube member. Thank you, the Pirate Order. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Love everybody who's become a member. Thank you. Your continued support is what keeps me going. The war on drugs, terror is the war on our rights, freedom disguised as a national security and safety. Well, sevenfold. One of my favorite quotes is, those who give up their freedom for a false sense of security deserve neither. Yeah. That's why I really don't like bootlickers. I really don't. People who worship the government. Lady Jen, thank you for the super chat. Mark Mower, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Mid City, I watched every one of your videos. After I found you, I went back to the beginning. I appreciate that. There's a lot. Thanks for backing me up at State Police Barracks in Lancaster, PA. First Capital Transparency. Yeah, no problem. I remember that video. That was a great video.
You too.
Nice talking to you.
This man right
You
here
as well.
It was over. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at this for a minute. It was over. Look.
You too.
Nice talking to you. Have a great day.
You too.
Nice talking to you.
You as well.
Have a great day.
You too.
Nice talking to you.
You as well.
You as well. I was being polite, as I always am. But look at him. Look at this stupid face he has on. Look at this idiot. Look at this stupid tyrant. Look at his face.
I'll be right with you guys.
How dare you not leave?
You're all set here?
Excuse me?
Are you all set here?
Well, yeah, there's nothing else obviously you can help me out with at this point.
So you're all set. So you're going to go to IA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
I'm going to be going.
Okay.
Look at this stupid. Oh, you're such a tyrant, Brian. You're such a criminal tyrant. And guess what? A lot of law enforcement officers and correctional officers and people that have worked with this psychopath you're looking at right now on your screen, that we've all seen his psychopathic tendencies and actions, they tell me all the time, Sean, be careful. This guy, he's very dangerous. I'm not scared of Brian. There's no way. I'm not scared of Brian. Never will be. He's only tough when he has a gun in his hand. Other than that, he's not a tough guy whatsoever. Was I in fear the day he had a gun and he said he was going to shoot me? Of course. Of course. Anybody would. Why wouldn't you be in fear for your life when a psychopath is coming at you with a gun? But without that gun, without the protection of that badge and that gun, he's just a little slimy tyrant. Oh, bully. I hate bullies. We got another super chat here. I love your saying it's not right versus left, it's up versus down. Razzie, yes, it is not. Definitely not left versus right. It is up versus down. It is the powerful against the people. Because we have lost our power. We have subjugated our power to these people like Fahey, and we don't hold them accountable. It's ridiculous. It's horrible. But he was denied qualified immunity, and that's the best part. This little tyrant here, I'm going to call him Little Tyrant from now on. This little tyrant here was denied qualified immunity. As you can see, United States District Court, District of Connecticut, Sean Paul Reyes v. Charles Lavoie, which is the other trooper that I'm suing, and Brian Fahey. So I haven't had a deposition on this lawsuit yet with either of these troopers. Again, Fahey's a former trooper, but okay, you get it. With either of these defendants, I'll call them. That's what they are, defendants. I like that. I haven't deposed any of them yet. That should be interesting. It should be even more interesting now that Fahey spit in my face and mouth and pulled a gun on me. That I think I might have to hire security for that deposition. But there's also going to be another deposition for Fahey, the police chief of Groton. This story just keeps on going, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you always hit that like button. I hope you always leave your comments in the comment section below. Share all of these videos with whoever you can. This story, and eventually I'm going to write a book called Corrupting It. Eventually I'm going to write a book. And we're gonna expose him to the world. Hopefully it's a bestseller. You think, would you guys buy it? Let me know. Jacob Smith, member. I already started writing it. Jacob Smith, member for 22 months. That's a long time, Jacob. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate each and every one of my members. Congrats. You could also turn his house into the Audit Academy. That's actually a really good idea, Jacob. It's a good idea. We have some more here. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. That's a quote from the infamous Fahey. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for reminding me of that. Thanks for the Oh, we got a new member, Sinful J. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate you, Sean. Keep up the fight. Thanks, Wazo. Appreciate you, man. Spitting Taser iPhone Psychopath 2 featuring Fahey. Agent right here. I like your name. You're the best innovative approach to redress with the billboard truck. Funds for the fuel for the next time you use it. I appreciate you. I love the billboard truck. And, you know, the story I'll tell really quickly, most of you probably already know, the story of why I own a billboard truck and it's sitting outside of my office right now is because I rented a billboard truck and the Nassau County District Attorney right here on Long Island sent subpoenas for felony charges that they were looking into felony charges. And the billboard truck company got really scared. And I raised some money here on GoFundMe. And then I took out a bunch of personal loans and I bought the billboard truck because I was like, hey, they're like, we don't want to work with you anymore, man. We're getting subpoenas. And I was like, do you have a billboard truck for sale? And I bought one. It was the greatest investment ever. Let's see here. $50. Travis Williams, you need to go back to Harford County, Maryland Sheriff's Department when they violated your rights. They illegally pulled me out of my car with no probable cause and told me a canine to hit off of drugs in my car while the canine was 4 cars away, still in the patrol vehicle. Travis, I will be back in Maryland. That's for sure. I will. Thank you for that, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. But I would look into Pennsylvania v. Mims, the case. General SJJ, thanks for being a member for 2 months. Unhinged Lou says, I don't want to tell you what to do, Sean, but can I live in the Tyrant House? The Tyrant House. I love that. The Tyrant House. Big old Batman became a member. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Finally, accountability. Yeah, denied qualified immunity, ladies and gentlemen. Billy the Kidster just gifted 10 Long Island Audit memberships. Billy the Kidster is the GOAT. I appreciate the support, Billy. Thank you. Nothing can stop what is coming. That is the Greatest Awakening is all about. Been a fan from the start, and the growth is awesome. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Come on. We are almost at 1 million subscribers, 1 million. We the people strong. We got this. Captain PJ, member for 12 months. And we have Medical Wheeler. Thank you so much for that super sticker. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure we have this guy's stupid face on here. Let's look at his face. Look at his face. Look at that. Look at that. Come on, man. This individual right here that you're looking at on your screen has been denied qualified immunity. And that's what matters. This lawsuit will go forward. The next lawsuit I'm going to file on him as soon as my charges are dismissed will go forward. Stay tuned. Make sure you have notifications turned on the channel, subscribe, because on October 9th, I will be going to this psychopath's court hearing because remember, he was arrested for disturbing the peace. No, disorderly conduct. He was arrested for disorderly conduct for spitting in my face and mouth. He should have been charged with felony threatening for telling 911 he was going to shoot me right now, brandishing his firearm. But, that's the state of it. That's the state of corrupt ticket right there. What are you going to do? Except continue to expose them. But October 9th, I will be at this psychopath's court hearing, and I will be speaking directly to the judge. It will all be recorded by the media, and you will be able to see it. I'll be able to speak up because he applied for what's called accelerated rehabilitation. So that means he doesn't get in trouble for a year, and it gets dismissed and sealed from his record. So I, as the victim, get to speak to the judge in court, and I have a lot to say to the judge. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Don't want to be rude. Egyptian, I knew I was going to miss somebody. Egyptian, Sean, which one is worse? Fahey or Psycho Rider? Well, I took a billboard truck to Psycho Rider's house, and he sent like 12 to 17, I forget how many, 12 to 17 cops, but nothing happened. He didn't arrest me. He didn't spit on me. This psychopath you're looking at right now spat in my face and pulled a gun on me. So I would say Fahey is 100% worse. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much. We're the people. We did it, baby. Yeah. Yeah. It's time to start getting hype around here. We need to get some energy around here so that way we can hold these tyrants accountable. We really do. But I appreciate all your support. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.